Hello everybody and welcome back to the RORSRPS channel. My name is Preston Vieira and we're coming to you live on the Indy Madness tour in Truckton, Colorado, about to jump into a massive over-under style racing layout. Originally we all expected Snow Jam to fill this spot, but with the snow melted we found something a little more possible and a bit more fitting with Indy Jam. We'll see if he can lock in for these last few shows as we launch off the starting line for Colt Durham and Jim Koehler. Colt just pretty much fresh off of his world finals for the RORSCS tour that he runs and operates. It is an absolutely great show. Had some great encores, including a Deadpool versus Wolverine encore. That was pretty sick. That was awesome, man. Great idea. And we'll see how he does as he is big slide through that switchback as we head into the second lap here of this race. Heading into the switchback for Jim Koehler. Big slide from Colt Durham, clipping the car as well, similar to what we saw Darren Migues do in Wolf's Head. We'll see if he can keep it together and if he has a shot at the finish line here at the gold. We come down the track. Who's going to take it to the line? It's going to be Jim Koehler in Megabyte, headed into round 2 tonight. We'll see if he can come out in first tonight in racing as we launch down the straightaway for the first time for these two. Heading into our first turn of the race, Corey Fisher trying to get that truck tucked into the turn. It wouldn't quite listen to him at first. We'll see if he can get this truck under control at some point throughout this race, and if he can do it fast enough to knock out Colt Pecka in Amsoil shock therapy. Colt Pecka is the first one to the line, but we still have a whole half a race to go here as we come around our semi-final turn. Nicely done from both drivers. Corey Fisher just making it onto those launch pads. We'll see if he can get it down to the line first. He is the first one into that final turn. And it looks like he's going to hold the lead. Corey Fisher in Blacksmith makes it to round 2 for the first time this season. Knocking out the first overall champion of the season as well. See if he can do it tonight for 2 Extreme. Finally get these guys back up to the W final round, launching down the straightaway for the first time for these two, who will take it to the finish line. Great turn from Giovanna Hayes, avoiding that car. You love to see it. Dan Dahlgren, a great turn as well. A little bit of a slide on the exit, but hey, he's making it. We still got a long race to go and a lot of opportunity for Giovanna Hayes to make a potential mistake. Look at that 90 from Dan Dahlgren. We don't see a lot of those on this tour or on this series, but Dan Dahlgren bringing it out in full force tonight. If you can sling it, you might as well. Beautiful turn from both of these drivers. Giovanna Hayes, beautiful landing, all power down that semifinal straightaway. Great drift from Dan Dahlgren. This is actually going to be pretty close as we head to the line, but not close enough. Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon fire is on to round 2, one step closer to another Dubby final round appearance. Same for Dawson Rayas, though. It could go either way as we launch off of the starting line and down the track for the first time for these two. Big leaps from both drivers, even from Matthew Hood. Heading around our first turn, nicely done from Matthew Hood in Rage. Quick through that first turn. He may have a win on his hands as Dawson Rayas is in trouble. Dawson definitely not known as a racer on this tour. Definitely more known as a freestyler. Kills it in the freestyle competition, but has really been struggling so far this season. Has made it up into the semifinals once, but aside from that, struggling to get out of round 1. Coming down that semi-final straight and into the final turn, it looks like Matthew Hood in Rage may have a round 2 spot on his hands. And yes, he does. Dawson Rayas out super wide through that final turn. And Matthew Hood is going over. Does get across the line first. He's into round 2, but goes for a little ride. He could do it again. Every show is a new show as we launch off the starting line. We'll see who can do it here in just a minute. Entering into our first turn for Kaylin Mowry, hiking up a little bit, could have got into some trouble there. You really got to take a second, let the truck settle down before you enter into that turn, or else you're at risk, man. And hey, there's no real big reward without a big risk. You could get it, but you just got to be careful, man. Calculated risk is the best way to go about it. Big leap, nosing that truck down towards the ground from Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird. Ed Eckert with a beautiful semi-final turn. We'll see how they do here. Kaylin's in trouble with a sloppy jump. She is all over the place. Oh my goodness. Oh, she does get a save, but it's going to be Ed Eckert in full bore heading into the semifinals tonight. Kaylin Mowry gets the save, is going to get this truck across the finish line, so no DNF, but that definitely hurts as far as her racing points for tonight's show. Taking out a one-time racing champion on this tour. Launching off the starting line, we will find out as we head over the cars for the first time. Big slap wheelie from Corey Fisher. Not really what you want to do, but nothing but straight away ahead of him. He can let that thing ride out as long as it needs to. Hopefully, as long as he can set it down before the turn. Jim Koehler already sliding through that final turn of this lap. Beautifully done as well. Corey Fisher with a really rough turn there. Not too bad as far as the turn itself, as far as getting the angles, but a big slide. Really struggling to get the power down and get riding down the straightaway. We'll see if he can make it to the line before Jim Koehler, but I don't know. Jim whipping that truck around. Look at that. He's right back on the power. It's actually pretty close here as we come to the line. The officials are calling Jim Koehler in Megabyte. Wow. What a race there by a tire tread. Matthew Hood in Rage has only made it up into the semifinals once. Giovanna Hayes, a championship under her belt, and some great racing throughout the season. We'll see how she does here tonight in round 2 as we come around our first turn. Nothing but power from Giovanna Hayes. Nice leap from Matthew Hood in Rage. Look at the drift from Giovanna, man. She is throwing that truck around that wide sweeping turn in her lap 1, excuse me. And as we come to this first turn, the semi-final turn of the race, it's looking like Giovanna Hayes may have a little bit of a lead. See if she can hold it, if she even has one by the end of the race. Matthew Hood with a nice clean drift. Those Team Scream drivers really sliding these trucks around tonight. Matthew Hood sloppy, clips the car. He's going over again. It is Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire taking the win here in round 2. Matthew Hood in Rage somehow ends up back on all 4 BKTs against Shelley Kujat in that Shell Camino truck. Launching down the track. Does look like Shelley may have a little bit of a lead over the line there, but like I said before, you got to consider Jack Merkel does have to get that truck slowed down for that turn, so he may have let off the gas there just to get that truck, make sure that he gets that truck settled down before the turn. Beautiful drift from Jack Merkel in Vorian Prime. Not too bad from Shelley Kujat herself either. Heading back for the second lap of this race. Looking good. This is a solid race between these two so far. We may have another close one on our hands. Let's watch and see what happens. Already into that final turn for Shelley Kujat. Look at the drift. Beautifully done. A little squirrely here. Nearly clipping the car, and that is going to slow her down enough to let Jack Merkel in Vorian Prime grab the win. Jack Merkel's going down now. And another somehow type save. Can he do it tonight by knocking out Jim Koehler in Megabyte? Let's see as we launch off of the starting line because we are green. Semifinals well underway here as we enter into our first turn. Looking good for Ed Eckert. I'm curious if he can keep it off the cars, unlike what we've seen from a few trucks so far tonight. Not only clipping it in the first turn or coming out of the semifinal turn, whatever, but oh, Jim Koehler clipping a car here. It can happen anywhere on this track. Anywhere that there is a car, you can be squirrely enough to tag it. Obviously, that is not what you want to do. And between the two, Ed Eckert is having the better shot at this run, keeping it clean, not touching the cars. Around this final turn, Jim Koehler may have a lead here. He does, and he is going to hold it to the line. Look at this, Jim Koehler in Megabyte. Moving on to the Dubby final round once again for the final race of the semifinals. Stage ready to go. We are green. Heading over the roller. Big leap from Vorian Prime there. Jack Merkel definitely could have got in trouble there. Got to be careful how you hit that car stack. Ramps can kick you over. We saw that from Jailbird earlier. Now we're seeing that from Jack Merkel in Vorian Prime. That could get you into trouble to a spot where you do not complete the race. Got to be careful how you take those jumps. Big leap from Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire. Keeping up with Jack Merkel. And Jack Merkel keeping up with Giovanna Hayes too. You can't forget she is a one-time World Finals racing champion. Has that under her belt from season 1. So as we come to the line, it is anybody's race. Giovanna a little slow, but can hold on to it. Megalodon Fire is facing off against her teammate, Megabyte, in the Dubby final round. And as we get ready for the Dubby final round, we are green. Team Scream versus Team Scream. Megabyte versus Megalodon. Into our first turn for Jim Koehler in Megabyte. Slinging that thing around. Same could be said for Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire. I'm very curious how this is going to go. Both of these drivers, one-time champions on this tour. Jim Koehler's in trouble, clipping the pod, coming out of the turn. Oh my goodness, does that slow him down enough? It looks like he has a lead because he's the first one to cross the line, but these are uneven laps until you get a turn on both sides. So we'll see what happens as we come to the finish line. Big leap from Jim Koehler in Megabyte. Looks like Giovanna Hayes may have a bit of a lead here. Coming around the final turn, she does, and she is gonna hold it. Giovanna Hayes grabs Racing Championship number 2 for Season 2. Megalodon Fire does it again here in Truckton, Colorado, keeping things going for Giovanna Hayes. We'll see how he can make the most of it and if he can make the most of it. Starting off with a nice lead track here. I would not be surprised if they didn't hit every single thing on the track. That is the goal, though. You want to hit as many obstacles as possible, really mix up the freestyle run. And speaking of the freestyle run, he has filled the first 30 seconds of it, which means he will be getting a score. If you don't know, you do not fill those first 30 seconds, you do not get a score. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is going to do it. I think they might count that last jump, but that is going to get him a 30. Since the beginning of the season, he tries to air this truck out, get some big hits. He really does great with these slap wheelies, though. Look at that, getting a little air down the track while in the middle of a slap wheelie. That was kind of nice, man. And he gets to keep things going, which is even better. Oh, big sky wheelie over the little jammer there so far. So we'll see how he does for the rest of the season. I'd love to see him start moving up the pack a little bit. From what we've seen, it's just donut competitions, but I do love those engines rumbling the seats underneath you. Really immerses you in the experience of a monster truck show. And there's a nice slap wheel. He's in trouble. Side to side and gets a save. Nicely done. George 20D10. I mean, I don't know if this is a winning run, but this is a solid run for sure. He is going to fill the clock, and he's going to, whoa, a 23.5. Some potential. 2 minutes on the clock for Colt Durham in Plain Krazy. And he's going to get us started with that slap wheelie. We've seen him get stuck on some moves. Breaking it off early in the freestyle competition is a good idea. Nicely done there. Yeah, he's pretty much been rough this season, but he has a lot of potential. He can do some cool stuff. He typically goes down early, though, which, yeah, that's not going to get you many points or season points. So we'll see what he does here tonight, if he can fill the clock, and where that puts him on the leaderboard with a big leap over that adjusted racing lane. That was some massive air. Oh, my goodness. Nice sky wheelie there as well. Colt, the owner and operator of RORSCS, just had his World Finals. It was awesome. If you guys missed it, definitely go check it out. It is still up on the RORSCS YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun. He throws some awesome events with all Werewolf no beam breakable trucks, and this season was a 2016 replica season. So that was awesome, man. Big backflip from Colt Durham. with a perfect landing and a moonwalk on the end of it as well. 13 seconds left on the clock. Can he fill it with a massive cross thread? Oh my goodness. Wow. And as we hit the 0 mark, he's going to take a rough hit on the roof, and that's going to be a 32, grabbing the lead from Darren Migues in Wolf's Head. Seconds score will be coming in. We'll see how he can, like I said, for Georgia 20D10, it's the same thing, how he can differentiate himself. Dan can throw down some really awesome runs. Look at the air. Nicely done. Backside of that mobile home. Oh! Wow. Nicely done. Risky move there. You can case the truck and end up upside down, take a hard hit on the roof. You know, if you come, but that was a nice move from Iron Outlaw tonight. Oh, we got a backflip off the side of the mobile home. Oh my goodness, kind of a rough landing there, but on all fours. Run is still going. Van stack. Nice. Simple moves, man, but hey, if you can keep the run going, a little bit of a ragged edge to the jump, keep the run going, that's nice, man. Big leap over the backside of the box truck there, really launching that truck, and that is going to put him right above Wolf's Head with a 30.8. I'd love to see what he can do here tonight. If he can fill the clock, a big leap over the mobile home. Nicely done. Oh. Looks like he was trying to go for another stoppie there, but got hung up a little bit on the edge of the ramp. But if he can bring out that heat and you know, fill the clock for the rest of the season, he may have a shot at breaking that top 6. It's definitely gonna be tough. I'm hoping that blacksmith truck can get up into the World Finals. He's in a tough spot right now, though. Beautiful backflip, standing it up on the nose for a second as well. We got 20 seconds left. Can he turn it up any more to lock in a freestyle championship tonight? Still keeping things going, though. Still keeping this run pushing. Big slap wheelie stuffs the cage right into the side of that ramp. And that is going to do it. That run's only going to be a 29.25, so it doesn't even break the 30s tonight. Shelley Kujat and Shell Camino coming out here with, you know, a desperation run, really. She needs a freestyle win if she wants to see a second show, if she wants to have a shot at knocking out. All you got to do is be one of the top 12 subs from across. Substitutes only got one show to come out here, give it everything they got to try and take that top spot. If they do, they do. They can keep it running and get another shot, and if they don't, they don't. We move on. We forget about them until potentially the World Finals this season, so we'll see what happens here as Shelley stuffs the front end right into the backside of that launch ramp from the racing competition. Look at this sky wheelie from Shelley Kujat, and even gets a little bit of a power wheelie. A couple of obstacles out here, a couple of moves that I'm a little questionable on, but oh! Shelley gets back on all fours to close out the run, and that is going to be another 29.63. Was unable to make it out of round 2 in racing tonight. We'll see if Matthew Hood can keep it going here in freestyle. That was a massive leap and kind of a rough landing there, man. Matthew Hood looking for his first freestyle championship, the closest he's gotten so far. I said it last show. I said it, I don't even know how many shows, but it's the truth. That's why I keep letting you guys know, best thing you could possibly do to get a big score is fill the clock. Next after that is really have a great run. You can't really have one without the other if you're looking for a freestyle championship, and Rage goes down with 48 seconds left on the clock. Just got tripped up on that landing. That's a 12.5. Bobby Holman, he usually kicks things off with a reverse move. He's been killing it with those all season so far. Looks like he's going to keep the ball rolling with that tonight. 2 minutes on the clock. Reverse move, nice reverse sky wheelie, and he's going to walk it down in a moonwalk. Look at this. Does get tripped up, but is able to keep it on all fours. Like I said, man, there's things I love about donuts. I'm not the biggest fan, but there's better ways to spend your time than some donuts in a freestyle, especially if you are someone who is desperate for points. Bobby Holman, not necessarily desperate for points, but could use them. So, I don't know. Pros and cons, checks and balances. Gotta weigh things out. And that is going to do it for the clock. So he does fill the clock. He's going to go for another backflip on the mobile home there, and that's going to be a 29.75, another 29. 2 minutes on the clock, going right for the box trucks with some nice air. Nice little slap wheelie on the end of it as well. Chuckie Pauken, man, one of those drivers that is not afraid of his truck. Look at that leap. Uh-oh, gonna combo it up. Massive sky wheelie. Oh my goodness. Big hit on that wheelie bar there. He burns it down every time. Long run, short run, save, no save, whatever. He is killing it. And he's keeping that ball rolling tonight. And he's looking for a backflip. Oh, gonna come up short. A big hit on the nose. And that. Oh, nope. Yeah, 9 seconds left on the clock. That is gonna do it. That's only gonna be a 22.5. We'll see what he can do out here on the track as he cross-threads the box truck into the mobile home. He's not the worst truck we got out here by far, but, you know, he's been nothing but a downtrend, essentially, since then. Keeping things relatively steady. He's higher up in the leaderboard. Obviously, he's in the second half of the freestyle competition. Van stack time. Again, man, he's clipping these things a little hard, kind of stuffing this truck into the cars. It's not going to help him, but a backflip is going to get him a nice little bit of a boost on his score there. Little moonwalk on the landing as well, and he's going to cross-thread it. He's gotten a lot of trucks in trouble, and there's another one added to the list, but we got to save to close out the run, and that is going to give him the lead. Cole Pecka, a 33, tops the leaderboard right now. We'll see what happens here. 2 minutes on the clock for Kaylin Mowry, a one-time Dubby racing champion. Look at this, following right in the footsteps of her father. Just gonna keep things rolling with that slap wheelie to Stoppy over the roller. Gonna come around for the other bus stack, the freestanding bus stack. Get some big air over that thing. And she's gonna take on the backside of the box truck as well. The little nose pick slap wheelie. She's gonna go for a backflip already. That spells trouble. She don't know how to spell. She's gonna keep things going. So we'll see how the rest of this run goes. Gonna launch it with a big sky wheelie, comboing up that racing lane. Oh, look at this. Oh no. Not gonna get a save there. 46 seconds left on the clock. That's still gonna be more than Matthew Hood and Rage though, a 19.5. Giovanna Hayes and Megalodon Fire coming out next with a big leap over that racing lane. That crossover hill, a huge hit. She's gonna get this run going. Porky pigging a little bit there, you know, just commentator things. Don't worry about it. Gonna launch it over there, little combo over that broken roller in the racing lane. Nice slap wheelie off of the box truck. Definitely didn't see that coming. I thought she was just gonna catch a normal landing, keep the run going. Past those first 30 seconds, she'll be getting a score for this run, but she could stand to turn it up just a tad here so far. Big leap over the van stack there. That is the biggest air, I think, that we've seen over that van stack all night. And she's rocking it. That was awesome, man. Giovanna Hayes, one-time W Racing Championship under her belt. No freestyle championships so far. So we'll see if tonight could be the night. That would be a big ask, though, considering that would be a double down. Double down's the coveted, the most coveted thing on the tour until the World Finals. Double downs are, you know, racing championship and freestyle championship, and for earning both in one night, you get 5 bonus season points. So it's not a huge boost, but it is a nice little boost that you know, most drivers aren't gonna see at all throughout the season. Great save there from Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire. Looks like she's coming around for the mobile home with a big leap. Nicely done. Oh, she's gonna carry that right into the backflip. Nicely done. Stuffs it. Goes down. Oh! Nicely done. Gets a moonwalk off of the save. And a cross thread over the van stack is going to close out the run. Giovanna Hayes burning it down here in Truckton, Colorado with a 37. Giovanna Hayes may have just locked in her first Dubby double down of the season. Last season, burned it down all season. He's looking for a freestyle championship tonight, and what a combo to open up this freestyle run. Stoppy there on the racing lane. What is this? Nice stoppy. Beautifully done. Look at the balance from Jim Koehler in Megabyte as we cross the halfway point of this run. Trying to walk it right back up that mobile home. Doesn't quite get it, but look at that skills combo, man. Jim Koehler is in trouble. Nicely done. Setting it down. If he can fill the clock and, continue at this capacity, he is on his way. I can see this. I mean, I don't know about a perfect score. I don't know about a 40, but, we could potentially see a 37.5. Look at this save from Megabyte, man. Jim Koehler somehow able to keep this run going, man. 15 seconds left on the clock. We got a backflip with a beautiful landing, a moonwalk. This is an incredible run from Jim Koehler so far, man. And he is going to fill the clock with some ragged edge donuts here in Truckton, Colorado. And that is going to tie with Wolf's Head. A one-time Dubby freestyle champion looking for 2 tonight. Big leap over the box truck to get us started. Struggling to get that truck under control. Some competition with Giovanna Hayes, and as far as scores, that is going to be really tough to beat. But if anybody can do it, it's Dawson Rayas. Look at the leap, man. Oh my goodness. You're kidding me. And with the save too, because of what just happened to Jim Koehler. But Dawson has a shot, man. Commentators curse. I'm saying it. So it's not going to happen, but he has a shot with this run, man. Look at this backflip. Nothing but breaks in the air. The rotation is serious. Probably his last hit here. The backside, the box truck. Look at this transfer. Oh my goodness. Cole Pecka eats your heart out. What a leap from Dawson Rayas to close out the run, and that's going to be a 31.25. Jack Merkel and Vorin Prime coming out next. 2 minutes on the clock with a massive leap, and that's the biggest air we've seen on the van stack all night. Nicely done. What a way to open the run. He has a solid score with a 30, but man, I don't know how he's competing right now in another, or excuse me, 5th in another. So we'll see how we're rocking here by the end of the night. Jack Merkel having some speed around the track, having some momentum. Big leap here. Looking for another transfer, doesn't quite get it. Gets a real ragged edge landing. 30 seconds left on the clock. Look at this. Oh, trying for the save, and he gets it. 19 seconds left on the clock. A backflip. Going for the consecutive, and he gets... Oh, again. Again, the consecutive bites him. That's going to be a 27.25. 2 minutes on the clock as we launch into the racing lane. Massive leap over the cross thread there. He's going to head over to the freestanding bus stack right after. Not an unusual sequence that we've seen tonight. But this is something unusual. Megabyte was the only other one to do it. Look at this. Nicely done handling that mobile home. Right over it. One of the only 2 trucks. Little cross thread over the van stack. Oh my goodness. Keeping it running, man. For Ed Eckert in full bore. If there's anybody that can knock down Giovanna Hayes and Megalodon Fire with that 37, it's Ed Eckert, man. He's seen a 38 just last show. I believe he earned a 38 for his freestyle run. So we'll see what he can do tonight as he gets a massive leap here. Looking for the transfer, doesn't quite nail it. He is all over the place. Look at this. Oh, looking for the save. Oh no. 15 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be a 26.85 for full bore Ed Eckert. I did lie, by the way. He got a 37 in Arizona. But Megalodon Fire, Giovanna Hayes earns the W double down with 37 points. Amsoil Shock Therapy 33, Playing Crazy 32, and Shake Me in 4th with 31.25. Dan Dahlgren Iron Outlaw with 30.8. Megabyte with 30, just above Wolf's Head, tied for 30. And Shadow the Hedgehog with 29.75. Shelley Kujat ends up with 29.63, followed by Corey Fisher with 29.25. Jack Merkel, Vorian Prime, 27.25, and Full Bore with that 26.85. Then it's George 20D10 with 23.5, Chuckie Pauken 22.5, Jailbird 19.5, and Rage with 12.5. All the .5s there on that last page. Let's get a look at the points. Full Bore barely holding on to the lead after Giovanna's double down tonight, 115 to 114. Shake Me ends up with 105, and Megabyte ends up with 102. Jack Merkel and Vorian Prime ends up with 101. Amsoil Shock Therapy 82, Jailbird with 72, and Shadow the Hedgehog ends up with 63. Then it's Chuckie Pauken, Excaliber with 59, Corey Fisher Blacksmith 58, Rage 52, and Iron Outlaw Dan Dahlgren closes out the night with 47. Colt Durham and Plain Krazy also with 47. Little rivalry there. Chillin Villain with 33. Wolf's Head ends up with 28, and Shell Camino will not be getting a second show, closing the night with only 11 points. We may see her in the World Finals with that last chance qualifier, though. We got to see how the rest of the season goes for subs. But if you enjoyed tonight's freestyle competition, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We got new episodes every Saturday, and you do not want to miss the rest of the season. Also, check out the RORSRPS Instagram for all kinds of extra content, including early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, and more. And check out the RORSRPS Store through the link in the description below. We got new products.